Alright, this is gonna be what if Ichigo was overpowered part 2. I know the thumbnail looks kind of similar to part 1, but it's not, it's just the background is the same. And the text is too. Here's take 2 of it, because my fucking rambling made it go to like 2 hours. No, it didn't. It would only went to like 18 minutes, but I had so many disturbances. My mom texted me, a lot of shit just went on. Alright, so this is gonna be take 2. I know this video is kind of late. I was gonna upload it, but I had to go somewhere yesterday. That's why you guys only get one video yesterday, but I hope you guys are gonna like this too. I don't know, a lot of people have been asking for it, so here it is. What else? What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, to all the comments I've been getting about, I'm not gonna address it that much, but you know who you are. You know who you are. You're literally commenting about it, and I literally wrote a big ass paragraph for you to read. So you know who you are, and the next person who does it is probably gonna get a ban from my channel. They're not gonna be able to see it. I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm tired of getting those messages or in comments. You know what? You know what? When I get 500 subscribers, when I share that Discord link, oh, we're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a big talk. I already have my Discord set up. I have some people who I trust who are we're still setting it up. But by the time I reach 500, which I hope is gonna be, pretty soon. Yeah, where you guys are gonna be able to see it. We're gonna be able to talk about what ifs. We're gonna have a good time. Anyways, this is where I'm gonna put in the intro. Alright. Where we last left off was Ichigo's powers going haywire, and, Byakuya kicking him through like 10 buildings and him passing out. So, right now, Ichigo is in the Soul Society. Of course, he's in a prison cell, chained up, so his powers cannot. Stupid fly, I am going to kill you. If you guys can hear that, which I hope you guys can't. Should I put in my earbuds? It's just, my earbuds pick up everything. I try to breathe, it picks that up. I try to, I don't know, be silent, it picks that up. Anyways, I gotta stop talking about my fucking earbuds. Yeah, so Ichigo is in a prison cell, he's chained up. And the first so two lieutenants are guarding him, because he is a pretty high personnel. He's a very important person, VIP. So Renji is the first lieutenant, and the second lieutenant is Captain Yamato's lieutenant. Yeah, so when Ichigo starts waking up, Captain Yamato's lieutenant and Renji notice this, and Renji immediately goes to where the 13 captains are and Captain Yamato. And Renji goes there and he requests for or not, he just tells everybody that Ichigo has woken up. And Captain Yamato personally, no, should I make Captain Yamato? No, we're gonna make Kenpachi go there. Oh yeah, by the way, his dad is there too. So right after Kenpachi enters, his dad enters, but Ichigo doesn't notice this at first. So Kenpachi just walks in. He's like, "Hey there, buddy." No, he doesn't say that, buddy. He doesn't say. He's just like, "Hey there, kid. You know, I had a good fight there. You know, you want to do it again?" And he just like releases some sort of soul pressure. And Ichigo's like, "No, my bad." And no, Ichigo just is like, "What are you talking about?" And Kenpachi's like, "Oh, you don't remember?" And of course, Kenpachi's lieutenant. Alright, sorry about that interruption. Man, I'm tired of this. And I'm trying to make a fucking video, and everybody just starts waking up. Alright, let me get back into like a good mood. Because I don't want to make everybody fucking depressed because of my fucking voice. Alrighty, where was I? So Kampachi, so Ichigo loses his memories. Well, not loses his memories. He forgot what happened. And so Kampachi, so Lieutenant just does a little flick, and he remembers everything. So he's like, Ichigo's like, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to do all that. And Kampachi's like, oh, don't worry about it. I had a pretty good fight. You know, not a lot of people can make me go 50%. And Ichigo's like, and Kampachi's like, if it was by myself, I think I would have needed to go 75%. And of course, that's without his eye patch. If he puts on his eye patch, he's probably gonna be like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's with his eye patch, not without his eye patch. What am I talking about? God damn it, this fly is really annoying. Where the fuck is that motherfucker? I am going to kill him. Ah, okay. So yeah, Kampachi just addresses everything up front. He's like, either you're gonna join us, or we're gonna kill you, or I'm gonna kill you. And Ichigo's like, what? 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 And Ichigo's dad just like starts talking. He's like, Dad, why are you here? His dad is like, well, long story short, I'm a Shinigami. I used to work here, but then I stopped once I found your mother, the love of my life. Nah, nah. Well, he does say that, and Ichigo is like, so you didn't want to mention to me that you were a fucking Shinigami, and there was a world that I didn't even know about. And Ichigo's dad is like, yup, that's about right. And Ichigo's like, well, you could have at least told me that I could, you could have at least answered why I could see the ghost all the time, instead of just being like, oh, you're just hallucinating, or you're just I am going to kill him. Where? I hate this fly. You don't know how much he's getting on my nerves right now. Even in 1 second. All right, I'm gonna start using my earbuds because even though they're gonna pick up everything, it's better than hearing a fly flying around everywhere. So yeah. So Ichigo's like, so you didn't want to mention to me that I could, you know, I could see ghosts because I was a Shinigami, and so his dad is like, yeah, that's about right. And he starts talking about how his mom was a Quincy, that's why he has Quincy powers, but she died because of a hollow, and how he has Shinigami powers, so that's how he was a Shinigami Quincy, but he doesn't understand why he has a hollow form. So yeah, and now Kapachi's getting a little paranoid. He's like, so you're gonna disregard me, huh? And Kampachi's like, so do you want to join us or do you want to die? And uh, Ichigo's like, what do you think of me as a joke? Like, of course I don't want to join you. I don't even know who you are. And Kampachi just releases a little bit of his, like a good 50% of his soul pressure. And Ichigo can't breathe right now. Now, of course, his dad he can put up with this. His dad is, I think he was pretty overpowered. I think his dad was, I think he was like a lieutenant. Maybe he was a captain. I don't remember. It's been a while since I read up on Ichigo's dad. But yeah, and Ichigo's like, yep, yep, I'm sorry. I'll listen. And so his Kenpachi's like, exactly. So now come with me, kid. Everybody's waiting for you. So they release him from his shackles and they open the jail cell, and Ichigo starts walking to where the 13 captains are, Now, of course, everybody while he's going there is just looking at him because he was the talk of the town. How he could, how he was, his soul pressure could amount to that of 2 minutes grande. So they finally make it there, and everybody's just looking at him. And of course, there are some people who wanted him to be killed, but there was like only three people. That was of course Byakuya, Toshiro, the goggles, and the dog. No, that's four people, but whatever. And everybody else wants him alive. That's including Aizen, one of the big villains of uh, Bleach. If you guys haven't watched Bleach, then big spoiler. I mean, if you guys are watching this series, you guys should at least have read up on a little bit of, Bleach and heard about Aizen and stuff. So yeah, Captain Yamato is like, so you agreed to join us, huh, kid? It just says, Ichigo. He just calls him by his name, and Ichigo's like, well, I had no choice. It was either live or die, and he of course wanted to. He picked the live or section or the be alive part of the quiz. Yeah, I guess whatever. And um, so yeah, and Captain Yamato is like, all right, well, since you joined us, you're gonna need people who are gonna train you, or you want to be a lieutenant or a captain. And Ichigo's like, oh, I want to have no part in this little little world of yours. So I'll take teachers instead of being a lieutenant. And the cat or Yoruichi comes down because Yoruichi was in here, and she's like, well, I'll teach him in flash step and other basic, Shinigami things like stealth and assassinations, and I'll also teach him about his sword release and his bankai. And Ichigo's like, excuse me, you a cat are gonna teach me? Am I hearing this right? And Hiroichi's like, you dumbass. You do know that there is no such thing as a talking cat. Of course, I have a human form. And Ichigo's like, oh, my bad, my bad. Now, Ichigo gets to pick his two other teachers. Of course, he picks Kenpachi, because I love the guy, because he's a freaking maniac, and because he's pretty overpowered. He can take a lot of splashes, and he doesn't even have his Shikai, or his sword release, which makes him already fucking top of the Sword Society in my book. So he takes Kampachi, and the last person is he doesn't know who to pick, and the research guy, I don't remember, one of the captain who researches or part of the research division speaks up and he's like, I'll take an Ichigo. And everybody's like shocked. They're like, what? What are you gonna do? Try to experiment on him? And he's like, well, maybe, but it's mostly to train him on his Quincy, Quincy, his Quincy part. And since, if you guys don't remember, he did kill like most of the Quincy population, if not all of it. So yeah, so he Ichigo takes him up on this offer, not knowing who he is, but he thinks he's a cool guy. So yeah, and by the way, I think I said I was gonna give Ichigo a harem, and he's gonna be more of like a what should I, more like a chilled out personality after his training because yeah, I don't want him to be like normal Ichigo. I mean, of course, Ichigo I thought was pretty badass, especially with like the background music when they were putting up in like a fight. That was some cool shit. Anyways, So he goes to Yoruichi first. Well, no, he starts getting settled into the Soul Society. He starts learning about other people, about the captains, and like Toshiro and Byakuya, everybody else, and so he learned about Rukia too. So, yeah, once he starts getting settled in, Yoruichi comes to his window, is like, alright, it's time for your training. And Ichigo's like, alright, let's go. So, Yoruichi, of course, takes him to, like, uh, a closed space so nobody would be able to bother them. And she turns into her human form. And Ichigo's like, God damn. He's like, he's like, ooh, ooh, oh, ooh, that just looks so good. And Yoruichi's like, oh, you want this? And Ichigo's like, I mean, who wouldn't want that? And because she is naked, because I don't think a cat can have clothes on unless, yeah, no. So she's naked, and Ichigo goes like, God damn. He's just like impressed. He's like, I didn't know a cat could be such a beauty. And Hiroichi's like, you want some of this? And Ichigo's like, who wouldn't want that? And Hiroichi's like, alright, you can keep on staring then. He's like, yes, ma'am. And Hiroichi's like, if you do good in your training, I might let you look a little bit more. And Ichigo's like, well, let's get into that training. So, of course, Yoruichi just does like some normal stuff, like starts teaching him in like how to go into Shinigami form. Starts doing that, and he learns. Ichigo's like learning this pretty fucking fast. He knows how to get his sword out easily, and Yoruichi's just surprised. She's like, "What? How can you learn so fast?" And she's of course teaching him in like flash tab, and Ichigo's learning this pretty freaking fast. In about a day or two, he's he already knows how to do like a flash step. Not a really good flash step, just a normal flash step. And I know, pretty overpowered, right? So of course now after he learns flash step and other things like that, Yoruichi starts teaching him an assassinations. He might have a mission where he instead of a hollow he might have to assassinate somebody who is, I don't know, trying to go with the hollows or just something like that. So she teaches him in assassinations, and that's about it. So they train for like a good week, and in that while, his flash step is gotten way better, way better. His he can make pretty good. He doesn't even make any sound now. Well, he does make sound if he's going against like a lieutenant or a captain, they can definitely hear him. But like a normal citizen of the Soul Society, they can't hear him. Um, what else? Oh yeah, and by the end of the week, Yoruichi's like pretty impressed by Ichigo, and Ichigo's like, so about that offer, you wanna give me, you wanna go to a private place, and Yoruichi's like, yeah, you still remember that? And Ichigo's like, of course, you can't be going back on your word now. And Yoruichi's like, maybe next time. And Ichigo's like, what? No, you can't do this to me. No, no. And Yoruichi's like, oh, fine. Just maybe next training. Next time we train, I might do it. And Ichigo's like, well, I'ma see you. So of course he gets like a 2 to 3 day break, and then of course he goes to Kampachi. Of course he's gonna go like in a circle, just going through Hiroichi, Kampachi, and the research guy. So he goes to Kampachi. I'm just gonna go through it like for the first week, and then the next weeks I might talk about Hiroichi's weeks, but not about Kampachi or the research guy, because Kampachi's training is gonna be the same for a while. So Kenpachi is of course there, and he's like, "Oh, so you did show up." Now Kenpachi he's just like showing him how to just do like a normal sword slash, and he's just beating Ichigo until he learns it. And Ichigo's like, I'm sorry. And Kenpachi's like, show me that power. I know you have it. Come on, come on. And Ichigo is getting pretty hurt, so his body is like, well, gotta go freaking uh, maximum effort. Deadpool reference, by the way, because I do like that movie. So he uses almost all his soul pressure, and this is of course about let's say 40% of Kenpachi's full power. And Kenpachi's like, yes, I wanted this for so long. Now this is of course not how good he was when he was fighting against Byakuya and Kenpachi and Toshiro, but he doesn't know how his body does not know how to control it. So his body's not giving off too much soul pressure. So he like starting to fight with Kenpachi. Now of course Kenpachi's going easy on him, but after a while he just starts amping it up a little bit, and this is how his training goes for a while. Every week Kenpachi does this. Now of course Ichigo will need like a good 1 week rest after going going against Kenpachi. Now do remember that this is not uh the Ichigo when he was first fighting Kenpachi. This is the Ichigo that uh just learned about his powers. So yeah, now he goes to the research guy, and the research guy just does do a little bit of experiment on him. And he just gives him pills to like amp his strength and just sees what happens. Now he's of course teaching him how to open his Quincy, but he's making it so that he makes it like a pill or two that restricts him from using his soul or his Shinigami form and his hollow form. So he only has to use his bow or his physical strength. So either he unlocks his bow or he's gonna die. So he just like pushes him in like a dungeon full of monsters, which I would think he has because he is in the research division. So now Ichigo has to fight through every single one, and by the end of it, he unlocks his Quincy bow, but he can't always bring it out. He can only bring it out on like special occasions. So now this goes for a good year, and Yoruichi still hasn't given him that promise of showing. I don't know if I'm gonna get an age restriction on this or not. I'm not trying to get an age restriction, so I already say it? I don't know if I said that word. Okay, well she's not trying to strip yet because she doesn't like Ichigo that much, but she is trying to have some affection to him. So now, of course, Ichigo, after like a full year's training, he is about Kenpachi's level when he's out of his eye patch, which I know pretty overpowered, but he has to be overpowered. That's the name of the series. And his Quincy bow, he can take it out at will. What else? He knows how to not make any noise, even like a captain. Like let's say, well, what's one of the Toshiro? Like, let's give Toshiro like an example. He won't be able to hear Ichigo. Yeah, they're not gonna be able to hear Ichigo. That's how good he is at stealth. He's also learning how to do what's the word called? What are they called? Well, he already learned how to do many of them. It's just I don't remember the name. 1 second. Alright, I found out what it was called. Kaido. Or, yeah, Shenpo. Or whatever. Sorry, I was putting in my my other earbud. Uh, yeah. So he also learns how to do Kaido. Just like some normal magic. Some things that Rukia knows, and some things she doesn't know. So now, of course, Ichigo goes on his first Shinigami mission, or he goes on Shinigami missions from time to time, but this is one of his biggest ones. This is, of course, a Menos Grande. To make sure, if anybody says Menos Grande, uh, they're not a true Bleach fan. You have to say it Menos Grande. You can't just disrespect the name. Anyway, so yeah, he's going up against Menos Grande. This is the first. This is like his first big mission. Now Yoruichi's like, make sure to come home safe. And Ichigo's like, oh, so you're starting to have affection for me, huh? And Yoruichi's like, in your fucking dreams. And Ichigo's like, well, I'll get that heart one day. And he just winks and he just goes off. And Kenpachi's like, dang, he's trying to make a move on you so hard. And Yoruichi's like, oh yeah, and I like it. And Kenpachi's like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay out of this. I'm gonna go. And he goes out. And now this is... He hasn't met any of his friends, like, Orihime, or Uryu, or Sado. He hasn't met those in like a good year, because he isn't going to school anymore. He's just been training and training. Literally, he hasn't been going to school, so he's not going to be able to see them. So, yeah, so Menos Grande appears, and guess who's there? Uryu, Orihime, and Sado are there. And Ichigo just appears out of nowhere. And they're like, what? Why is that? Because Uryu knows what a Shinigami is, but nobody else does. Like, Urihime. I can't. These names are so hard to pronounce. You don't know. Like, I try to pronounce them. I try to make it so, like, I'm not, like, trying to make their name go to disrespect, but they're so hard to pronounce. Orihime. There we go. Of course, Orihime has unlocked her powers. No, she hasn't. But she's just there for no reason. She's just there for no reason. So yeah, and Sado's there. Of course, he's there because he's known to be pretty powerful. And Ichigo appears out of nowhere. He has this big ass sword, half a mile long, because he does like it. Oh yeah, by the way, did I forget to mention he has a Shikai form? Yeah, I think I forgot to mention it. But he just doesn't use it. He doesn't use it because his Shikai form can easily obliterate a Menos Grande. But he wants to have fun with it, and he does need a little bit of combat training against things that are gonna try to kill him. Even though he's been going against monsters with his Quincy bow, he doesn't have that much practice with his sword. So he appears, and Uryu is like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, Ichigo's like, "Chill, chill. I just gotta go take care of that, and I'll be on my way." And Uryu is like, "I'm gonna take care of it." And Ichigo's like, "You sure about that? You think you can take care of that? That?" And a Menos Grande just appears. Another Menos Grande appears out of that. Another one. And Uryu's like, shit. I wasn't expecting two of them. And Ichigo is like, so we're either gonna team up or you're gonna die. And Uryu's like, I would rather die than team up with a Shinigami. And Ichigo is like, stop being a douchebag, just uses a flash tap. He's like, so are you sure you don't wanna team up? And Uryu's like starting to sweat. He's like, over my dead body. So, 1 second, let me put back my earbud. I don't like both of them being in there. Alright. Ichigo just pushes him, like with his leg, just like pushes him, and he goes through like 3 buildings. And Urihime is like, "Why'd you do that for Ichigo?" And Ichigo is like, "In this world, you know, it's literally if you don't go, if he doesn't work with me, we're all gonna die. Or if he doesn't leave, we're gonna die. Because I have to protect all 3 of you." So, and Uryu starts getting out of the crater he was in, and Ichigo is like, "Fine, whatever. You know what? I'll just take care of this by myself." And he gets out he takes out his sword and he just starts using Shinko, just some normal magic, and then the Minos Grande is not affected. So Naruto, my bad. Ichigo starts using his Quincy bow. He uses his, and Uryu's like, "What the fuck? I thought I was the only one. I thought it was the only Quincy." And Ichigo was like, "Well, you thought wrong." So he uses Quincy bow and he instantly destroys one of them Minos Grande, because he does have a lot of practice with his bow, and when it comes down to combat. But with this, and with the other Minos Grande, he takes out his sword and he just starts slashing it one at a time, and he's just using flash tub after flash tub, easily taking it down. First with the arms, then the legs, and then he just chops it in half. It was he did it pretty fast too. And Uri was like, "How do you have our clan's bow?" And Ichigo is like, "Not for me to tell, or that's something that you don't need to know." And Uryu's like, "Tell me!" Pulling like a fucking Sasuke. And he just starts running. And Ichigo's like, "I guess, you want to get shot through 100 more buildings then." And he just uses his Quincy bow and just, like, makes an illusion. And he pierces him. But it hurts. But it's not like a real, it's not like an actual arrow. It's like an illusion that it actually hit him and it hurt. But it was, like, all in Uryu's head. And Orihime just runs up to Uryu. She's like, "Are you okay?" And Sado is like, "You didn't need to do that." He's like, "I see how strong you are." Well, he's just like, "Just please leave." Sado's like, "Please leave or I'm gonna have to take this into my own hands." And Ichigo's like, "Your own hands? You don't even have any soul pressure. And you think you can suppress me?" And he just uses his soul pressure, and Sado's like already on his knees. He's trying to stand back up because of his strength, but he can't. Ichigo's just keeping him down. Yeah. So Orihime is also getting affected, but not as much because Ichigo does care for the ladies. If you know what I mean. And Uryu is passed out. So he just goes back, he makes like a slash, and he goes back to the Soul Society. And it's already been like a day. So he goes and sleeps, and um and Yurihime, oh fuck, what's her name again? Yoruichi, not Yurihime. What do I say? So Yoruichi comes through his window, being in a cat form again. And he's like, "Oh, I heard how well you did in the on your mission." And she's like, "I think that deserves a special reward." And she goes back into her human form without any clothes. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off. No, that's actually where I'm gonna leave it off though. You guys are gonna have to see what happens in the next video. This has been a really hard video to record. I'm not gonna lie. It's very hard to do a Bleach series. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this doesn't do well, I'm probably gonna stop the series. It's really hard to make. This was my second take. So, yeah. thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a like. Comment down below. Dislike if you dislike. Oh, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by August 20th. Yeah, I know that's a big goal, but I don't know. I'm probably not gonna be able to reach it, but I can have dreams, right? Anyways, yeah. Hope you guys have a good day.